Yeah, you have to be ready. It's nice and early morning. Good morning, students. Hope you are doing well.
Morning.
Yeah, today in the morning we're doing some maths. Oh, I'm so happy because I love doing math in the morning when our mind is nice and fresh. Can anyone tell me what did we start with yesterday? What did we start with yesterday? What did we start with yesterday? Who can remember? Oh, you guys were very now no one wants. Don't have to be shy. Don't have to be shy. Let me show you. Let me show you. So yesterday we spoke about fractions. Fractions. Remember, just a reminder, your test is due next week, Wednesday. Okay, next week. So yesterday we spoke about fractions, adding fractions, subtracting fractions.
อะไรหลามอะไรเป็นไงที่เจออัดคลิปอยู่
We talk about adding and subtracting fractions. So what do we still remember? So what is our first rule of fractions? What is our first rule of fractions? Does anyone remember? What is our first rule of fractions we spoke about yesterday? Let's look at it. Let's have a look at it. So we are sure we understand. If you look at number 1 at the middle of the page, we are on page 46. We are on page 46 if you want to follow along in your book. We look at the following problems. How will we start to solve this problem here? How will we start? Who can tell me? What is the first thing we must do when we add or subtract fractions? What is the first thing we should do? Who can remember? Who can remember? Let's get a whiteboard up here. Let's start with the wording we need. What do we call the top? What do we call the top letter? The top number. The top number, sorry. What do we call that one? That is our. That is our numerator. Our numerator is the top number. Our top number. What is our bottom number? Who remembers? What's the bottom number? Starts with a D. Who wants to take a guess? Who wants to take a guess? What is the top number? It's our numerator. Our bottom number is our denominator. Denominator. Our top number is our numerator. Bottom number is our denominator. What is important about fractions? What is important about adding and subtracting fractions? Our denominator always has to be the same. Our denominator always has to be the same for adding and subtracting fractions. That was rule 1. Rule 1. What is rule 2? What is rule 2? What we do at the bottom, we must do at the top. What we do at the bottom, we must do at the top. That is rule 2. That is rule 2. So let me put our rules up here. How can I grab this one? I cannot grab my other one. No. Let me write it on the top here. Always denominate. The denominator always has to be the same. Rule 1. That is for adding and subtracting fractions. Let's look at some examples. If you go back to our PowerPoint here. Oh, it's not this one. Stop the share. If you go back to, where's our PowerPoint here? We have 4 questions at the bottom. Let's see if we can do them. 3/4 minus 1/2. 3/4 minus 1/2. Okay, let's start. What is our first rule say? What is our first rule say? What is our first rule say? Read on the top here. What does the first rule say? Denominator always has to be the same. Always has to be the same. How do we do that? How will we make our denominator the same? How will we make it the same? By finding lowest common multiple. So let's see. What is our multiples for 4? It's 1. It's 2. It's 2 again. Then 4. And for 2, it's only 1 and 2. We cannot use 1. We cannot use 2, sorry. We cannot use 2 because then we have to divide the 4. So if we carry on and we'll look at the different ones we have here, we'll see what is the lowest number that is the same besides 4, 1 and 2. It's number 4. Number 4. So we decide we're going to make our denominator 4. So how do we achieve that? How do we manage to do that? What happened from 4 to get to 4? We times by how much? We multiply by how many? How many? How much? How many? You can tell me. We multiply by 1. From 2 to 4, what did we do now? We multiply by how many? How many numbers? Numbers 2. Very good. We multiply by 2. So what we do at the bottom, we do at the top. Rule number 2. So 1 times 3 equals 3. And 2 times 1 equals 2. So what will our answer be? What is 3 minus 2? It's 1. 1 over 4. Okay, 1 over 4. So now I want to ask for our second problem. Do any of you want to try and solve it? Just write it down. Do any of you want to try and solve it on my whiteboard? Let's first get the problem. We'll take 3 over 20 plus 3 over 4. 3 over 20 plus 3 over 4. Does anyone want to try and do it on the whiteboard? Does anyone want to try and do it on the whiteboard to solve this problem? Anyone?
จะฝากตังค์ไว้ในตู้เซฟตัวเองประมาณ30 บาท
ที่มาทำงานโรงเรียนไม่ว่าจะเป็นวันที่เป็นเวรหรือไม่ใช่เวรที่ก็ต้องเซ็น
Does anyone want to try it? Raise your hand if you want to try to solve this problem. Practice is good. Okay, Leon, you can try and solve the problem. Let's see how far you get. See if you can choose the skinny one. The skinny
มี
one.
ชื่อเรียงด้วย
You can use that one, it's fine. Times 5, yes. Times 5, yes. Very good. Okay. That's for the right-hand side. What do we do with the left-hand side? Very good so far. Well done. 18 over 20. Okay, can you simplify it? Can you simplify it? Let me take this away. Can you simplify it? Simplify means make it small, to make it small. How would we simplify? What will our next step be? Thank you, Leon.
Recording a
Well done. Thank you very much. Let's have a look here at his answer. Do we all agree with his answer? I agree with his answer. So we need to simplify our fraction. How are we going to
นี่
simplify?
อันนี้คืออะไรอ่ะ เดี๋ยวนี่คืออะไรรู้ไหม
By dividing.
ออกจากการประชุม
งั้นต้องกด collect
We have to simplify.
แค่นี้มันเลือกแบบเก่าได้
We have to simplify. So how do we simplify 18 over 20? We divide by
พี่ไม่พกเสียง
we divide by 2.
บางครั้งเขาก็เข้าเนี่ยพูดได้แค่ถูกอ่ะ
9 over 10. Oops. 9 over 10. This is our final answer. This is our final answer. Okay. Well done. Thank you, Leon, for helping me there. Let's see if anyone, where's all my drawings now? Okay, let's start by doing another one. Let's see who wants to. Let's get a different one to
ใครไม่
try.
ปิดไมค์ปิดหมดด้วย
A different student to try this one. New share. 9/7 minus 33/54. Is that correct? Did I swap it around now? 7/9/33/54. I swapped it around. Okay, 7/9 minus 33/54. Who wants to try and solve this one? Who wants to try and solve this one? Is there anyone else? See, Leon helped us with the first one. Is anyone else willing to try? Anyone else want to try and solve this one? Just raise your hand. Let's see, is anyone willing to try? Who wants to try? Who wants to try? Anyone? All right, let's look at 54. If we look at this one, we have to solve it. How will we start? We look for we need to get our denominators the same. So you're going to write, for this one it's very easy because we know that 54, oh, Jasmine, yeah, Jasmine, okay, Jasmine, you can do the problem for us. Jasmine, where did you go to now? Now solve this mathematical problem. Can you do it? Jasmine, I saw you were writing here on the screen. You cannot hide from me. I can see everything. Okay, let's see. If we want to make the denominators the same, lowest common multiple. Lowest common multiple. Luckily for me, because I'm very good at mathematics, I know that 9 can divide into 54 by 6. So for me, this is very simple. I just multiply by 6 here and multiply by 6 here. What you do at the bottom, you do at the top. What is 7 times 6?
32.
7 times 6 equals 51. Is 7 times 6 51? Oh. No, it's not 51. What is 7 times 6? 48. 7 times 6, 48. Is that correct? Is 7 times 6, 48? No, it's not 48. It's
42.
40,
42.
42.
2.
Yes. Thank you, Poom. Thank you. We have to add 42. So if we minus these two, it equals 9/54. 9/54. But we have to do what? We have to simplify. We have to simplify. How are we going to simplify? How are we going to simplify? We're going to simplify by dividing. Simplify means divide. It means to make smaller. We have to divide. So if we start here, we want to divide. Remember, we must always divide with the same number on the top and on the bottom. So the easiest way is to find the smallest number that can divide into both of them. So for me, that is 3. Divide by 3. What is 9 divided by 3? 9 divided by 3 equals? What is 9?
T.
What is 54 divided by 3? What is 54 divided by 3? 18. 18. Now we have to simplify again. Oh, teacher, why do we have to simplify so many times? Okay, simplify one more time. Divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 equals 1. 3 divided by 18 equals 9.
9.
No, it's not 9. It's 6.
No, 9.
Must be awake.
6.
6.
Yes, it's 6. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Yes, I'm just testing to see if you are awake. But the other way we could do it is by finding the highest common multiple, which in this case is 9. In this case is 9. If we divide by 9, we only have to simplify one time. Only have to simplify one time. So 9 divided by 9 equals 1. 54 divided by 9 equals 54 divided
5.
5. What is 5 times 9? Equals 45. So yes, it's almost correct. Almost correct. If we swap these two numbers, yes, we get to 45. Yes, we can do it. But 9 divided by
6.
good. Very good. Is it
No 5.
Yeah, I understand why we make the mistake, because 45 can sound the same as 54. It can sound the same as 54 if you get confused a little bit. So yes, we just divide by 9 and get 1 over 6. 1 over 6. Okay. That is some of our problems we wanted to look at. That was part of yesterday's work. Today, we are going to move on and look at some word problems. Now, word problems can be a little bit difficult at times if we do not understand what we read. So while we are doing these word problems, please let me know if there is anything you do not understand, because it is important to understand the words in order to know how to solve the problem. But let's quickly read at how we are going to tackle word problems in fractions. So we'll start from the top here. May bought 3/5 of a kilogram of octopus and 3/10 of a kilogram of shrimp. How much seafood did she buy altogether? What do we think we must do here? So first, we clarify our problem. We clarify the problem. So it says here, what is the story of this problem? So we need to understand what they are talking about. So the story is May bought octopus and shrimp. Number 2, how much octopus did she buy? 3/5. 3/5 or 3/5 of a kilogram. How much shrimp did she buy? 3/10. 3/10 or 3/10 of a kilogram. What does the problem ask us to solve? How much did she buy altogether? So what do we need to do? We have to plus. We have to plus. Addition, add, put it together. We have to plus. So here we can see where they are explaining. We have to plus. And here you see altogether she bought times by 2 equals 3/10 and equals 6/10. So equals 9/10. So she almost bought 1 kilogram of seafood. Almost. Remember when we do word problems to write our answers in a short story. Just say May bought 9/10 of a kilogram of seafood. Answer. Now let's see, they give us here an option to check our answer. Let's see what they have to say. The octopus weighed a little more than half a kilogram. The shrimp weighed less than half a kilogram. The answer should be somewhere around 1 kilogram. Therefore, the answer 9/10 is reasonable. We'll have a look at how to check answers a little bit later. If we even need to do it. I'm not too sure if you'll need to do it. Here we have more problems we have to solve. Let's look at a couple and then we will do a couple. Okay. Nick inherited 5/8 of a rye. He built a house that covered the area of 1/4 of a rye. How much land has he left? So he bought or he inherited 5/8 and he built a new house of 1/4 of rye. So how will we solve this problem? This problem seems to me like it is a subtraction minus or take away problem. We have to subtract or minus. So what's the story about? Nick inherited a piece of land and he built a house on it. How much land did he inherit? 5/8. That's a little bit more than a half of a rye. How much land did his house cover? 1/4, so a quarter of a rye. So we should have a little bit less than a half left. What does the problem ask? How much land has he left? So here we can see the total land is 5/8. And here they say the house is this big. And the other portion is the rest. So 5/8 minus 1/4. 1/4 times 2 times 2 gives us 2/8. So 5/8 minus 2/8 gives us 3/8. So we have a little bit less than a half left. So our answer, Nick has 3/8 of a rye left. Okay. Is everyone still with me? Do we still understand? Are we okay? Let me hear. Are we okay? Does everyone understand? I hope so. If you don't understand, please let me know so I can explain it again. But I think you are also busy with fractions in your Thai class, so hopefully that can help make it a little bit easier to understand. So here we have 5 problems. Here we have 5 problems. We're going to work through all 5 problems. But first, we'll have to rejoin the video because the video will end soon. The video will end soon because we only have 40 minutes. So before we carry on, I will quickly stop the meeting and restart the meeting so that we can have a little bit more time, so we can do a little bit more mathematics. So I'm going to stop it now, but I will reopen it immediately after. Please join again. Okay. Happy? Happy? Okay. See you in a bit.